Good morning, Wichita. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of In the Zone, the last day of June, the 30th. I am Phil Stevenson. He is James Guerin. Good morning, James.
Morning, Phil.
You are listening to 1410 AM, 93.9 FM, KGSO, where you can also tune in on the KGSO Facebook page with Facebook Live, with the stream on kgso.com or the app SC Wichita. However, whenever, whatever, whoever, we want you to be a part of the show at 316-522-1410. How's James today?
Man, I am just, I'm still trying to recover from what we witnessed yesterday out on the pitch.
Yeah?
I don't think people understand how big of a win one of these games was yesterday, and we'll get into it in just a second, but I'm still trying to recover from one of the results in this game.
Well, I'll run through. I didn't see any of it, obviously, yesterday. I was busy watching us walk and hit people in our game with Hutch. I don't need to tell you any more than that. That's enough to know right there that I'm not happy, and when you give up 10 free passes, you don't win. Not very often, anyway. All right, yesterday, Brazil beat Japan 2-1. No shock there, right?
No, that's what I called yesterday.
Okay. The other two matches went to penalty kicks. The biggest surprise was Germany and Paraguay, where Paraguay won 4-3 on penalty kicks. The other one, also a 1-1 tie, where Morocco won 3-2 on penalty kicks. But the Germans going out to Paraguay, and a goal that was disallowed in the extra time of the second half that sent it to penalty kicks. A lot of drama involved with this.
You could say that.
Okay.
It's kind of like in hockey when there's a scrum going on in front of the goal and someone hits the goalie, moves them out of place. That's goalie interference.
In the blue part in front
the,
of the goal, yes.
And it's the same thing with soccer keepers. You can't obstruct them. You can't run into them. You're really not even supposed to make contact with them because it's their box. It's their place. Obviously, it's the only part of the field they are allowed to use their hands. So they always get the advantage. They always get the benefit of the doubt. And so in real time, you couldn't see it. There was no way that you would have been able to pick that up in real time because I didn't even see it. And then as soon as I saw them trying to go to the review, because every goal is reviewed. It's like football. Every touchdown is reviewed.
Sure.
But they're not reviewing for possible penalties or something like that. But soccer, they are to see, okay, did something happen in this play that allowed this goal to be scored? And so that's why they reviewed it, not because someone or because they noticed it, but because they have to review it.
Right.
And so they did review it, and they come back and they found that one of the attacking players for Germany had, I don't know if he deliberately ran into the keeper. It sure looked like he did. His hips were square at the keeper, so it's not like he was running in a different direction. But he obstructed him, and which allowed him to not be in position to make that save
right
when that ball was kicked in. So that's the reason why it got called back. I don't love it. I didn't love the call, but it's the correct one. And that's what sports need to be about, is we need to start making these correct calls.
Okay. So then it goes to penalty kicks when the extra time expires. And according to what I've read, couple of the better German players who normally are really exceptional on penalty kicks missed. Now, my question is were they saved or did they just miss the goal?
There was a couple of post ones, but there was also a couple of saves. I know Manuel Neuer, the German goalkeeper, he made an amazing save, which was Paraguay's second to final shot. Because if he would have let that in, it would have ended right there. But he
Right.
made the save and allowed Germany to go and take their 5th kick. And I want to say he missed that one too. So then it went back into Paraguay's hands. If you make it, you go in. And Neuer just guessed the wrong way. But we can't blame the goalkeeper in this situation. They're at a 30% disadvantage
Right.
to themselves. I mean, they're supposed to get scored on. Like, that's the reason that they do these.
Okay, so how many penalty kicks take place for each team?
It's at least 5.
How do they determine who goes first?
And that's up to the team. Yeah, it's up to
No,
the
no,
te-
no. I mean, which team gets to go first?
Oh, it might be a coin toss.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it might be a coin toss.
All right, and the spot that they're doing the penalty kick from is how far away from the goal?
12 yards.
So 36 feet. And the goaltender has to start with his feet on the goal line, correct?
And he can't leave the line until the ball's kicked. You can't
Okay.
come off. You can't come off the line early because that shrinks the angle
Right.
and it makes the goal smaller. So you can get off the line, but not until that ball is kicked. Now you'll see some keepers, maybe a split second. Maybe they'll get off the line just a little bit before the kick. Some referees will let that slide, but most times they'll have a referee standing on the end line where the goalkeeper is,
Right.
and they'll be able to tell if he's off the line when that ball is kicked or not. And if he is, then it's just a re-kick.
All right. Can like in hockey, when they get a chance for a penalty shot, the guy takes it at the center circle, and he can come in and he can fake and do all these different things. When the guy starts to go to kick the ball, can he stop,
He
adjust?
cannot come to a complete stop. He has to keep moving forward in some capacity, which is
Okay.
why you'll see some of those guys stutter, but they'll still kind of move as well with it.
Right.
You can't just come to a complete stop. Your forward movement has to be continuous, no matter how slow or fast. So if you wanted to just walk up there slowly and lethargically, you could. But really, taking penalties, my coach also told me this too. You can never, ever, ever replicate penalties in a game. You can practice penalties all you want, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and you can find your one spot that you know that every time I'm going to hit it in there. But you can't replicate the scenario. You can't replicate, oh, this is it. Win or go home. You can't practice that. You can't practice it's like late free throws in a game. Yeah, you could sit and practice free throws all you want. But in that late game situation when tensions are high, everyone's nervous, people are tired, fatigue kicks in. That's when the elite ones really separate themselves from the rest of the crowd. But there's a lot of nerves in those penalty shootouts. I mean, I was only a part of one in my life, and I made mine. But thankfully we ended up winning that penalty shootout. But there's nothing that you can do to prepare for it, right? And you could be the most accurate kicker, placer ever, in top, left, bottom, whatever. The nerves get to you, you're going to shank that thing. And we saw that a few times, not in just the Germany game, but even in the second game as well. Both teams hitting post, shooting high, shooting wide. I mean, penalties are just as mental as they are physical.
Let me ask you this question. Does the thought process ever come into the fact the goalie's going left or right?
You don't.
But you don't know.
You don't know which
Just
way he's
kick
gonna
the
go.
ball straight ahead.
I mean, that's what you would think. But then, when a goalie dives, they extend their legs. So they're
Sure.
flat, so they're a straight line, and sometimes their feet will even make the save. But we did see as well, though, a keeper almost did make that save. He stopped it with his hand initially as he was diving right, and then in the process of him rolling over, it hit the back of his leg, and then it went into the goal. So it wasn't going to be a goal until he flipped over the ball somehow.
Until he owned goal.
Yeah. So, I mean, the stakes it was awesome. And I know there's a good amount of fans out there that are saying this is what soccer needs. We need these kind of moments. And I'm here to halt that to a stop. Just because it makes it for the best ending doesn't always mean the better team wins. And this, especially the extra time, the 30-minute period.
Sure.
The team that knows that they're not as good, in this instance Paraguay, they played extremely defensive in that extra time period.
So now, okay, you play the extra time still in the first half, right?
That's stoppage time.
Stoppage time.
Mm-hmm.
Same in the second half, correct?
Yes.
Stoppage time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's another 30-minute period after that?
If it's tied, yeah. 15 minute.
And if nothing comes from that, they go to penalty kicks.
Penalties.
Okay.
So there was
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, there's 120 minutes that were played in both of those games.
So, but the first team to score, it's over.
No. We need to throw golden goal out of our American vocabulary. It doesn't exist in the international laws of soccer. It will never be seen.
So you play the entire 30?
Yes. You can win by more than one.
So if somebody scores,
it's not over.
It's not over. You continue to play.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. It's not hockey. It's not hockey.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
I learned something today. And it's always been that way, I'm guessing.
No. It depended on competition. In the early days, it was up to the competition, but then the international laws about 25 years ago said, we're not doing golden goal. We're getting rid of that.
Okay.
So you'll only see golden goal in college and below. You won't ever see it in the professional level.
Well, I don't watch soccer. I'm sorry.
I know you don't.
But I'm trying to at least learn the rules, So when I do have to answer a question about it,
Sure.
if I run into one of our listeners, I could try to act like I'm educated. Yeah. Or if I don't know, then I tell them to call the show and ask you. That's the way to do it. So, all right. So Germany goes out on penalty kicks, and then the next game, the Netherlands and Morocco. And I don't know who was the favorite here.
I think this one was pretty close. I want to say Netherlands maybe was slightly favored, but it was not a whole lot. Not by much.
Well, Morocco tied it the first minute of stoppage time in the second half to send it to overtime, where nobody scored, and then they won 3-2 on penalty kicks.
A lot of misses.
I don't know.
There was a lot of misses in those penalty shootouts. Morocco, they've had a late surge over the last 6 years.
Okay.
The last World Cup, they surprised a lot of people, and they've only built off of that, which I'm not going to be able to sit here and tell you why Morocco is good, because they don't have any A-list players. They don't have any players that are nationally recognized, right?
They don't have a Messi. They don't have a Ronaldo.
They don't have guys. I mean, they have Van Dijk, who's their center back, and he's kind of he's their captain. He's their veteran. And he's very good, but he's a center back. He's not scoring goals and changing games for you, but he's holding down that back line. That's why that they are able to play with a 3-man back is because of his command back there. And not very many teams go with 3 men back, because that leaves you very vulnerable to the outside. It lets a lot of things go outside. You have to make sure that your wingers can fall back as well. But they don't. Morocco doesn't have that. I mean, I know Saibari, he's their striker. He's been kind of their guy this World Cup, but across the board, I mean, there's not any household names, which I think is why makes this a little bit more special. Because usually there is a name, like even Norway has Holland, but other than Holland, they have Odegaard. The rest of the 9 guys, we don't know who they are. Right?
Okay.
So, but with Morocco, it kind of is like their entire team. We don't really know who they are. They're not up there on the national stage for their clubs, respectively. And I'm not putting them down or anything. They're obviously into the round of 16, but they are one of those teams that always gets slept on, because we just don't know their players. But they're a very, very well coached team.
Okay. Paraguay awaits the winner of France and Sweden, which plays today at 4:00. Morocco will take on Canada, who won the very first game in the knockout stage. Both of those games will be on July 4th. The United States, as I mentioned, will play tomorrow. And they will, if they advance, will get the winner of Belgium and Senegal. Now, Brazil won yesterday 2-1 over Japan. They await the winner of the Ivory Coast-Norway game played today. And nobody else has advanced yet. Just those 4 teams at this point in time. So games today include Ivory Coast and Norway, France and Sweden, and Mexico and Ecuador. France, a huge favorite over Sweden. Is that right?
Yep.
And Norway and Ivory Coast, kind of a...
They're a positive favorite.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
It means they're probably going to draw in regulation. These lines are all for 90 minutes.
Okay.
They're not for the entire game.
All right. So Mexico also a plus favorite. And you told me yesterday they hadn't given up a goal?
They haven't given up a goal yet, no.
Okay. So there you go, Ecuador. There's your challenge. And the over-under 1.5. Will Mexico win 1-0 or 2-1? That'll be the question.
These teams are very evenly matched.
So, okay. So which one do you think is the best one to watch today?
It'll probably be that last game.
From Mexico City?
I won't be able to watch the noon game. That's why I'm not picking that one. But that one actually looks the most intriguing to me.
Okay.
Norway and Ivory Coast. I think France could actually win by multiple goals against Sweden. Sweden barely snuck in to this round of 32.
The
so
sneaky Swedes.
I don't know if they have what it takes to take down the dogs.
Okay. All right. So games today: Ivory Coast and Norway, 12 o'clock at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. That's what I'm going to tell you it is. 4 o'clock, also on Fox, or Telemundo, or Fox One. I don't know. You got to find it. Maybe it's on all 3. France and Sweden from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And then an 8 o'clock game, Mexico and Ecuador from Estadio Banorte in Mexico City, Mexico, tonight, 8 o'clock. So, all right, there is your World Cup update. We should have gotten a sponsor for this. So, we'll go with sponsored by Live Lucky. At this point, that's the shirt you're wearing. Some news out of the NBA yesterday. Draymond Green turned down a contract from the Golden State Warriors to become a free agent.
Player option. He declined it.
And now people are talking about that the Warriors are going to go after LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, that's been reported.
Why would the Wizards trade him?
What do the Wizards need Anthony Davis for?
Well, I thought this was what they drafted DeBonsa for, was to match him up with Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis is probably going to play 40 games.
And Trae Young. So you're telling me the Wizards aren't going to try to stand pat and play? Okay. Would that be of great interest for the Warriors to add 2 aging
if they want to be the
veterans?
geriatric Warriors, sure.
Yeah.
They want every player to be above 32. Go for it. Let's see how far that gets you.
What about 40? I mean, gosh.
I'm not agreeing with any of this talk right now.
Okay, I don't understand it either. And of course, like I said, I don't follow the NBA regularly, but good grief.
Well, that's not what I thought you were going to bring up.
Well, I'm going to bring up the next one.
Oh, okay.
Because Ja Morant is traded to the Trailblazers for two guys. I don't know who they are: Jerami Grant and Chris Murray.
Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy? Okay. I still don't know who it is.
Solid defender.
But Ja Morant, early on, looked like he was going to become an NBA star. He's run afoul of the law. He's run afoul of the team. And they decide we've had enough of this. Does this help either team, really?
Well, it probably helps the Grizzlies reset. Get the virus out of the room. Now you can focus.
That's an understatement.
There's no more distractions. I don't know how many more games they're going to win or if it even improves them, but it's a start. You got to start. And obviously things weren't going to get better with him in that locker room. So
right.
It's like, all right, well, we might as well get something out of the guy before we get nothing for him.
That's probably about the best way you could put it.
So I don't know if this help. I mean, it will help the Blazers if it depends how serious Ja wants to take this, because he's got a exceptional veteran to learn from in Lillard. That guy's
Right.
never been in the wrong headlines. He's always done things right, and he's Portland's guy.
Right.
He's the face of Portland. So if Ja wants to, and Ja maybe come off as a guy who doesn't want to go in someone else's footsteps, but wants to kind of create his own path. Well, buddy, you kind of screwed that, and now I think you have to go down another player's footsteps, because you got to learn, because how you went on about things didn't work. So. If it's really just about building character, then I think that this will be a good move for Ja. And if we do see a different version of Ja out of Memphis, I think it can only do good things for them. But as of right now, I don't know if this does a whole lot.
He went to Murray State, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like the one loss, or they might have been undefeated, or 1 loss, 2 loss, something like that.
Right.
They had 30 wins.
Okay. Let's go check in on the Maximum Outdoor Equipment Hotline. Welcome. You're in the zone.
Good morning, Phil. Sorry about all the noise. I'm at work.
That's okay, Anthony. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing fine. I know you guys are talking about Ja Morant, but I kind of want to shift gears because I've seen an intriguing play on the baseball field.
Okay.
I think it was Boston, I believe. It might have been somebody else, but a player, he check swing, and he got called for a strike. It was a strikeout. And on his way to the dugout, he simply just tapped his batting helmet. And it wasn't a home plate umpire. I think it was like the first or second base umpire ejected him and signaled that he tapped his helmet. But the guy didn't really do nothing egregious. Even the announcer said, "Is that how soft we're getting?" So could you explain some rules to me that will cause a player to get ejected? Because when they showed the guy walking to the dugout, even in slow motion, he was showing disgust, but he wasn't showing nothing belligerent, wasn't saying nothing. All he did was tap his batting helmet, and he got ejected. So help me understand that, and I'm going to hang up and listen.
All right. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate the call. Are you looking up a rule?
No. I'm looking
Okay.
at the story.
Here's what I understand. If you're questioning the home plate umpire's call of ball or strike, you tap your helmet to get the review. The catcher could do it. Top your head with the pitcher's cap, whatever. I saw the check swing.
He
It
went.
was questionable
He
one way or
went.
the other.
He went.
Yeah, I mean, so I didn't see the remainder of it. I happened to just be walking through the house when that highlight came through. If he's walking away and tapping his helmet towards the first base umpire, I could see him being ejected.
He wasn't.
So what did he do? What was he doing?
So he was slowly walking back to the dugout, kind of just, and then shaking his head,
Yeah.
kind of looking out, and nonchalantly, like it wasn't a directed signal. The guy was just lackadaisically walking back, not making eye contact with anyone.
Here's the other part of this that could be the case. And I know we got to get to a break. This could have been something with the umpire from a previous series somewhere, possibly that he's had a run-in with this umpire, and that might have, intentionally set the umpire off. It was the first base umpire that ejected him, correct?
Say that again?
It was the first base umpire that ejected him. Yeah, that's where we run into problems. Is probably something that happened in a previous series.
It was like 15 seconds after he struck out. It's
taking him that long to get back to the dugout?
Well, I'm telling you, he's walking slow back to the dugout.
Well, then that's okay.
He's just walking. He's not. There's no sense of urgency.
I was just going to bring up a deal that I saw a highlight of Ja Morant making a play, made a basket, and thought he got fouled, and he just stared at the official the entire time. If I'm officiating that game, you're getting a technical foul,
that's
buddy.
Just soft. You can look at people, Phil.
No, not the way he was staring at him. He was
glaring?
It was a death stare.
What's he going to do? Hit you? He can't touch you. You're a referee. You're invincible. He's soft. Don't be soft, Phil.
Just pop him. Okay. World Cup James goes away, and Soft Phil returns after this break.
This portion of In the Zone is brought to you by Kansas One Call. Call Kansas One Call at 811-BEFORE-YOU-DIG.
Get in the zone, on KGSO.
This is Stu Gatz and Company live.
The audience wants this.
You're listening to Stu Gatz and Company live.
Every game felt like you had a comeback, right?
Yes.
Every game you felt like the underdog at the start and then through the first quarter, and then you came back anyway. That's got to make it feel like doubly amazing if you're a true Knicks fan like yourself, Stu.
Yeah, I'm not certain the Spurs shouldn't have won the series in 4.
Stu Gatz and Company live is right here.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. on KGSO and on the SC Wichita app.
Welcome to Halligan's second location. Halligan's is now open at 1106 South Seneca in Wichita. It's the same great Halligan's experience that you know and love, but now bigger and better than ever. Whether you're meeting friends after work, enjoying dinner with the family, or just looking for a night out, Halligan's delivers great food, cold drinks, and a fun, welcoming atmosphere. Stay for the live music and karaoke, or kick back on our spacious outdoor patio and see why Halligan's is quickly becoming Wichita's favorite neighborhood gathering spot. Halligan's Wichita, 1106 South Seneca. Be happy, behave, or be gone.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
We love to celebrate the 4th of July with friends, family, food, and fireworks. Please be safe this Independence Day weekend and don't drink and drive. From your friends at KGSO Sports Radio and Devon James Injury Lawyers. Wichita Wind Surge Baseball is back at Equity Bank Park. Bring your friends, bring the family, and enjoy an exciting night of baseball right here in Wichita. From big hits to family-friendly promotions and special theme nights, there's always something happening at the ballpark. For the full schedule of upcoming events, follow us on Facebook at Wichita Wind Surge or visit us online at windsurge.com. Wichita Wind Surge Baseball. Don't miss the action at Equity Bank Park.
Fox Sports. Fox Kansas is Wichita's home for exciting live sports action. The FIFA World Cup Round of 32 action continues all week long. On Wednesday, all eyes turn to Team USA as they battle to keep their World Cup dream alive with coverage beginning at 5. USA's back, baby! The weekend continues Saturday with Cardinals-Cubs baseball at 7. And on Sunday, IndyCar races into Ohio for the Honda Indy 200 at 11:30. But for the FIFA World Cup Round of 16 at 2:45. Fox Sports. Fox Kansas. Channel 24. Cox Cable Channel 4.
KGSO Studio presented by Seven Clans Casino, Hotel and Resort. It pays to cross the line. Happy birthday, America, from your flag-flying, freedom-loving, all-American sports talk station, KGSO.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We laid rubber on the Georgia asphalt. We got a little crazy, but we never got caught. Down by the river on a Friday night, pyramid of cans in the pale moonlight, talking about cars and dreaming about women. Never had
Little
a plan
Alan
to school
Jackson
in
and Chattahoochee brings us back here on In the Zone.
on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me, but I learned how to
I think I don't know. You know, there's still things in baseball that happen. Sometimes they don't make sense. You still have egos and grudges and things that take place. Where players get ejected. That, to me, is probably what happened with Contreras. My guess is it could stem from something that could have happened years ago, or something that happened earlier this year with this particular umpire. You know, I've seen different highlights of guys who get ejected. It's like, you know, why? But it happens. That's what seems to go on. 522-1410 is the phone number if you would like to comment on something. I'm reading here a little bit of a couple of things that are of interest, at least to me. Okay. One of the things that happened here in the last couple of weeks, Terrion Arnold, the defensive back for the Detroit Lions, who was arrested last week on felony charges of armed robbery and kidnapping, and his bond has been set at $1 million by a Florida judge with the following conditions. He's not allowed contact with the 6 co-defendants or the witness in the case, and he must surrender his passport within 48 hours. And he was confined to his residence in Tallahassee, Florida, except when he would be playing, training, or traveling with the Lions or making court-related appearances or legal appointments. The state also wanted him to wear a GPS tracking device, but his attorneys argued he would not be able to play football with such a device. Well, that's true. But guess what? You don't have to worry about playing football right now, young man, because the Detroit Lions have decided to release you after these charges came about. And my guess is until this case is resolved, there's not anybody going to sign him. I don't know why anybody would take this on until this is resolved. Arnold, who's 23 years old. I have no judge or jury on any of this, whether he's innocent, guilty, whatever. Says he's been in custody since last Wednesday. Authorities have accused him of orchestrating the abduction and beating of 3 men whom prosecutors believe he wrongly suspected of having stolen luxury goods and $100,000 in cash from him. Apparently this took place 3 days after he alleges this happened at an Airbnb rental in Tampa, Florida. Said he orchestrated the whole thing, but he wasn't there. Apparently, 2 female co-defendants have pleaded guilty and are cooperating with authorities. This does not look good for this young man, and you may have just thrown away your opportunity to become a long-time NFL player. I don't know how good he is. The Lions played so many guys at defensive back last year. It's ridiculous. But that's basically just kicking your opportunity to the curb with this. Now Brandon Ayuk is blaming his ex-agent for causing all the issues with the 49ers. Well, it may have happened. But your mouth hasn't helped. That's a given. And he just said that General Manager John Lynch just recently showed up at his house. He has made the statement, Ayuk, and I'm reading this verbatim. "We is not cool," Ayuk said. "We won't be cool, and I will never be stepping in that building." Referring to the 49ers. But now he's saying his ex-agent is the problem. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Interesting that that would be brought up. Also, Caleb Williams, quarterback for the Bears, attempt to trademark the Iceman has now been initially denied. I'm sure he'll continue to pursue it in some way. Or, And apparently NBA Hall of Famer George Gervin trying to keep him from doing something with that. I didn't know the Iceman was ever something Caleb Williams was called. Maybe in his own mind. I don't know. You just play football. Somebody will create your nickname or your own moniker or something. We will see. One other note that I wanted to bring up real quick is that Deion Sanders is proclaiming himself to be cancer-free. Well, that's good. That is a good thing. Says he feels like his old and younger himself again a year after undergoing surgery to remove his cancerous bladder. Okay, well, that's awesome. It really is. Whether you like or dislike Deion doesn't matter. You never wish something like that upon anybody. And he had a robotic surgery that was done to reconstruct the bladder using part of an intestine to remove the cancerous part of the bladder, and he's cancer-free. Good for you. Now we hope that get behind rebuilding his football team. Take a break. The Diamond Highlight Zone is coming up next.
This portion of In the Zone is brought to you by Kansas One Call. Call Kansas One Call at 811 before you dig.
Get in the zone, on KGSO.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
The ups, the downs. We love you, then we hate you. We might hate you for a while even. And I say that to say, to me, that's where I think Wemby's starting to fall. I think we've gone from now where it's the Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader.
This is The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Evenings on KGSO. And find KGSO on the SC Wichita app.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. Hog Wild, get some for you.
Hog Wild Pit Barbecue will be open from 11 until 8 on the 4th of July, serving up our award-winning barbecue. Celebrate your Independence Day with a break from the hot grill. Stop by and pick up some of Hog Wild's slow-smoked ribs, pulled pork, beef brisket, or sizzling hot links. Hog Wild family packs make traveling to the lake, ball games, or backyard picnics easy. They're value-priced and come loaded with your choice of meats and sides, complete with buns and our famous Hog Wild sauce. Hog Wild is a smoking good idea for the 4th of July. Hog Wild is open at 11 on the 4th, so stop by or order online at GoHogWild.com. 6 locations in Wichita, also in Derby, El Dorado, Hutchinson, and Salina.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. Hog Wild, get some for you. But don't be late, we close at 8.
Party at your place this summer? Fix things up inside and out with July 4th deals, now at Lowe's. Get up to 45% off select major appliances and save up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, save $80 on the select Charbroil Performance Series gas grill, now $299. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Wichita Clear Bra, your quality auto spa.
Window tinting, ceramic coating, paint protection film, vinyl wraps, full wraps, clear, stealth, and color. WichitaClearBra.com.
Wichita Clear Bra, your quality auto spa.
20 years old and still going strong. This is Wichita's home for sports talk, KGSO.
Shake, shake, shake.
Little KC and the Sunshine Band. I need a little sunshine in my life after last night. So we're going to try it next with the Diamond Highlight Zone. James, we have Major League games from yesterday. A little bit of an abbreviated slate. A few teams were off. And you have 5 and I have 5, and here we go.
All right, number 5, Pirates over the Phillies 11-7. There were 7 total home runs in this game, 3 from Pittsburgh, 4 from Philly. The Pirates were up 8-5 going into the 8th inning. And then Marsh and Real Muto each had a solo home run in the bottom of the 8th. And then Endy Rodriguez had a 3-run, was it? No, I just wrote, he had a home run in the 9th inning. I forgot to write down how many RBIs it was. But yeah, he did that in the 9th. 7 total players in this game had 2 or more hits. A lot of offense, not a lot of pitching. But the Pirates hold on against the hot Phillies.
Tigers continue the June swoon for the Yankees. 7-3 in Yankee Stadium. Yankees didn't do anything until they got 3 runs in the 8th inning, and the Rosario home run, pinch hit home run, was there only 3 runs. But no home runs for the Tigers, but they had 2 hits from McGonigal, 2 RBIs, 2 hits from Lee, 2 RBIs, and 3 other guys with single RBIs. The big thing was pitching from Casey Mize. He goes 7 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 10 Ks, and no runs either. 7-3 Tigers over the Yankees.
It was a 3-run home run. I'm going to correct myself. Number 4, Brewers over the Reds, 5-3. The Reds were actually up 3-0 going into the 6th inning. Bowers had an RBI single. Then there was a wild pitch. Bryce Terang hit a solo home run in the bottom of the 7th. And then Joey Ortiz, he had a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th. Andrew Vaughn and Sal Frelick each had 2+ hits. And the Brewers extend their lead in the division.
Okay. Cubs walk off the Padres. My 2 teams playing against each other 3-2 yesterday. Suzuki with the RBI single to score Pete Crow Armstrong to give the Padres the W. Pretty good pitching by the Padres. Imanaga, 6 1/3, 9 hits, 2 runs, 4 Ks. Bullpen held the Padres scoreless, who are the worst team in Major League Baseball with scoring runs right now. They got 3 hits from Andujar, but really not much. Bogarts drove in a run with one of his 2 hits, but Suzuki 2 hits and 2 RBIs. And Dansby Swanson 2 more hits as well. He's trying to get his average above that Mendoza line, but not happening. 3-2 Cubs over the Padres.
Number 3, Twins over the Astros, 5-4. How about this name? Zebby Matthews. Zebby is his real name.
Yes.
7 innings, 7 Ks, 4 hits, an earned run, a walk, and the W. Peter Lambert for the Astros, 5 2/3, 4 Ks, 5 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks, and the loss. The Twins were actually winning 5-1 entering the bottom of the 9th inning. Taylor Trammell hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th, and then Cam Smith hit a solo home run in the bottom of the 9th. And then the Twins were able to get the save and close it out in Houston, 5-4.
The Dodgers go on the road and knock off the Athletics 9-4. Sorry. 17 hits by the Dodgers in this game, including 2 from Ohtani, his 18th home run, had 3 RBIs in the game. 2 from Pages, he hit his 16th home run, 2 RBIs in the game. 2 hits for Teoscar Hernandez. Kyle Tucker. Max Muncy hit his 17th home run.
Which one?
For the Dodgers. Sorry. 2 hits for Rojas. 2 hits for Rushing. Did anybody not get 2 hits in this game? Oh, Mookie Betts, he was 1 for 5.
Every starter got a hit?
Yep. Every starter got a hit in the game. And Eric Lauer pitched 6 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks for his 4th victory on the year, and took the loss for the Athletics. They didn't do much. Lost 9-4.
Number 2, Diamondbacks over the Giants, 5-4. The Diamondbacks were up 5-1 entering the 8th inning. Then there was a giant sac fly. Heliot Ramos had a solo home run in the top of the 9th. Drew Cavanaugh had an RBI single. Marte and Arenado each had a solo home run. And Eduardo Rodriguez for Arizona, 7 innings, only 1 strikeout, but 5 hits, an earned run, and the W. And the low Giants lose again.
The Marlins beat the Rockies in a slugfest up in Denver, 10-7. 4 runs in each the 5th and the 7th innings for the Marlins to take the victory. In the game, Otto Lopez continues to lead Major League Baseball, the batting average. He was 2 for 5 yesterday. Home runs from Conine. That's Griffin Conine, Jeff's son. He came in and got pinch hit, home run, 3-run homer for him. Lopez hit his 7th home run as well. And 3 hits for third baseman Javier Sanoa for the Marlins. And he drove in 3 runs as well. For the Rockies, Karros had a couple of hits and 2 RBIs. Same with McCarthy, the left fielder. They just don't have the pitching there. And they continue to have the worst record in baseball. Marlins 10, Rockies 7.
Oh, and my number 1 game of the night. Blue Jays over the Mets 2-1, but Phil, you would have gotten a kick out of what happened in the first inning of this game.
Okay.
George Springer hit a little, it was like a blooper to left field. Well, you know who plays left field for the Mets, right? Juan Soto.
Yeah.
And we all know his fielding abilities may not quite be there.
Suspect sometimes.
And that's, again, what happened. I'll do my best to show you what happened right here. But basically, Soto was trying to close in on the ball. He didn't put much effort into it, and it rolled right by him all the way to the wall. The center fielder then comes over to get the ball, and he fumbles it across the way, and it lands by Soto, and then Springer was able to come around and score in the first inning for a Little League home run.
How many errors on that play?
They
only be at least 1.
They only credited them with 1.
Okay.
No, it might have been 2. Actually, the Soto miss, because there was no effort on that, and then the center fielder bobbling the ball. But other than that, there was a Francisco Lindor solo home run in the top of the 7th. There was a sac fly for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 5th. But Trey Yesovich, he bounced back, 6 2/3, 3 Ks, 3 hits, an earned run in the win, and Sean Manaea with the loss with 5 2/3, 4 Ks, 3 hits, 2 earned, and 2 walks.
Well, I'll bring up 2 games here to wrap this up. The White Sox beat the Orioles 8-2, and the Rangers beat the Guardians 6-3 to give the White Sox back the lead in the AL Central. And for the White Sox yesterday in that 8-2 victory, they got Sean Burke, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 8 Ks. Didn't get the W, though, because this game was close until the White Sox scored 2 in the 8th and 4 in the 9th inning. No home runs by the White Sox, surprisingly. But Gonzalez, their first baseman playing for Murakami, had 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Nobody else had multiple hits in the game with that. And the White Sox, with 2 in the 8th, 4 in the 9th, win 8-2, and the Guardians lose. The White Sox are back in front in the AL Central. Any honorable mentions today?
Boston,
Yeah.
won 6-3.
Yeah.
They're on a 5-game win streak now.
Well,
look, if the Red Sox, if they can finish this season above 500, shame on the Royals. I mean, seriously, this Boston team was right there with Kansas City in terms of win-losses prior to them firing their manager. And now, since they fired him, they're still 10 or 9 games under. But it looks a lot better for them as of late.
I would agree.
So the Royals need to wake up.
Wake up, Royals. Wake up. In the Zone returns for hour number 2 next.
Want to hear more of KGSO? Don't forget to download our app today. Fill out weekly surveys, register to win great prizes, listen live, message our shows, and so much more. Plus, get reminders of special programming and games you don't want to miss. Just find SC Wichita in your app store and make KGSO your new favorite app. It's Wichita's Sports Talk, right on your phone. Download the SC Wichita app today with Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Fierce Coins and Bullion, Kansas's premier bullion dealer.
If you want to add gold and silver bullion to your portfolio, there's no better place to go. Make sure to check out Phil's Coins online at philscoins.com. And with the largest variety of items, you'll find exactly what you're looking for. Phil's Coins and Bullion, 9344 West Central Avenue. Go check them out today.
Fierce Coins and Bullion, philscoins.com.
It's time for you to crave a taco with a touch of tradition. Taco Pronto is family owned and has been operating for nearly 55 years. Taco Pronto makes all their food in-house from scratch using the freshest ingredients at prices that you can't beat. So come on in and take advantage today at Taco Pronto's daily specials to spice up your lunch, or grab a 12-pack of corn tacos for $11.99 for a quick dinner. Taco Pronto, 8385 West 21st Street North, and taste the difference for yourself and order online at TacoProntoWichita.com.
K-State fans, are you ready for the new era of men's basketball?
I can't wait to get started in there. Great opportunity for us and a privilege to be a part of.
Men's basketball season tickets are on sale now to see Coach Alexander and the Cats all year in Bramlage Coliseum.
This crowd's going crazy now.
Secure your seats now and enjoy unique incentives by visiting KStateSports.com or calling 1-800-221-CATS. Go Cats.
Market information from the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm James Garrett. Moving through a Tuesday over in the corn market. July corn up 2 cents at $4.04 even. Kansas City wheat for July up 2 cents at $6.02 even. In the bean market, July beans down 1 3/4 at $11.07 even. Soybean meal for July down $1.90 at $302.80, and soybean oil for July down $2.07 at $67 even. In the cotton market, December cotton up 45 cents at $76.90. In the energies, crude oil for August up 3 cents to $70.78. Unleaded gas for August up a penny to $2.91. Heating oil for August up a nickel to $3.23, and natural gas for August up 11 cents at $3.29. And over in the stocks, the Dow is little changed as index heads for best first half in 5 years, with the Dow Jones currently up 94 points at 52,276. The S&P 500 is up 30 points at 7,471, and the Nasdaq up 225 points at 26,045. Market information from the Mid-America Ag Network.
Former Wichita State Shocker Landry Shamet just signed a new 4-year, $24 million contract to remain with the NBA championship New York Knicks. He signed his deal as an unrestricted free agent, securing his long-term future with New York. Also in the NBA, former number 1 overall pick and Kansas Jayhawk Andrew Wiggins, he plans to sign a 3-year, $64 million contract to stay with Miami Heat. Wiggins was traded to Miami in February of 2025. Royals didn't play last night. They'll take on Tampa at the K starting tonight. That's sports. I'm Doug Downs. Sports Report brought to you by Burwell Construction. Decks, pergolas, patio covers, roofing, siding, windows, guttering, and more. 316-794-3430. We're online at burwellconstruction.com.
This is Wichita's sports station, K230BY, 93.9 FM, 1410 AM, and 99.7 HD3. KGSO, Belle Plaine, Wichita.
The shrinking blood supply has been a national problem. Our region has finally reached a breaking point because many people have stopped donating. Blood is available only while supplies last, and supplies will only last if you choose to give. Don't put yourself or your family at risk. Donate blood today. Visit obi.org/events.
Broadcasting live from the KGSO studios in West Wichita.
You just tap in and leave it on.
This is In the Zone on Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Get in the zone, get in the zone on KGSO.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of this Tuesday edition of In the Zone, the last day of June the 30th. We got paid today. Good for us.
Yeah, a little bit early.
I'm Phil, that's James. Good morning again, James.
Morning, Phil.
All right. I want to start with this because I knew that the Supreme Court was going to come down with some rulings today. Happened when we started the show at 9 o'clock. One of them was the decision whether to uphold state laws barring transgender girls and women from playing on school athletic teams. And the person writing the story from the Associated Press is in another setback for transgender people. I'm not sure why is this, can you explain to me why this is a setback? Because I have 3 daughters who all played sports, and I would have been livid if a biologically born male who decides to go and become a transgender female, that's your choice, that's fine. But you don't
take advantage
automatically get the right to play on girls' teams against girls who, for the most cases, most men are stronger, faster than most women.
That's why we have 2 different leagues.
Right.
Because if they were the same, we would just mush them all together. I don't know. Their state bans said it didn't violate the Constitution. Justice Brett Kavanaugh wrote for the court that states that maintains women's and girls' sports for biological females. Yes. I'm in total agreement with that. I have a solution.
Okay.
Make their own league.
Okay.
And
whether it be you're going
whichever way you want to go, yeah,
just combine them and put them.
Yeah,
in, sure, why not? I'm okay. I don't want to not keep them from playing or participating.
It's when they take shortcuts and thinking that they could take
like,
these loopholes.
It's like the individual that was winning the college swimming, stuff a year ago, and people wouldn't participate against that individual. Those who did, that lost,
There is a video that I saw, and it was on a social media page, but it was these guys who are, they're not super famous, but they're pretty well known. One of the guys entered a track and field competition for girls, and he disguised himself as a girl.
Right.
Said that he was this girl, went to this school, XYZ. They weren't going to try and win, because then problems would arise.
Oh, yeah.
But he did end up winning. And I'm not sure what the verdict was, if they declined it afterwards. But this individual was not a specimen. He was just an average high school boy. So he didn't have a massive advantage over these girls. He's the same age as them, but he just decided, okay, let me see if I can sneak into this. And I'm not endorsing doing that.
No, absolutely
not. I'm
not
not endorsing doing that, but that made a point. An average boy the same age as these girls can go out there and do better than them. And he wasn't a track and field guy. He just happened to be in good shape, decent shape, to where he could, do the minimum of what was required, but he ended up actually doing better than all the girls that were training and competing for all these things. So that's just a small comparison, but I mean, even things like that, it just shows how, I don't want to say advantage, but just shows how much more physical and how much the ceiling is a lot higher for male athletes than it is for women. Because if it wasn't, we wouldn't have men's and women's sports. That's my argument.
I'm going to just read this real quick. There is an individual, 16-year-old sophomore in Bridgeport, West Virginia. I'm not even going to bring up the name. I don't even want to get into that. Has publicly identified as a girl since age 8, obviously born as a male. West Virginia issued a birth certificate recognizing her as a female. She is the only transgender person who has sought to compete in girls' sports in West Virginia.
See, and this is a touchy subject, but if you're doing it to gain a competitive advantage, shame on you. Like, just shame on you. I'm not even afraid to say it. If you're purposely doing this because you know you can't compete with those of the same sex, shame on you. I'm not even afraid to say it. I don't care if you can come at me or not. But if you're doing it because you feel like you really are, then that's fine. But if your main goal is to just dominate the opposite sex in sports, I'm out. Shame on you.
Well, this individual has progressed from a back-of-the-pack cross-country runner in middle school to a statewide champion in the shot put, beating the second-place finisher by 2 feet in last month's West Virginia championship. And apparently has also been taking puberty-blocking medication.
That's a whole different bugaboo.
Yeah,
This is not an Andy Hoosier show, so we won't get too far into it.
No, we won't. I know that this is today's world that we are in.
I mean, let me just use myself as an example. I never played college soccer. I wasn't good enough. Now, if I wanted to go out there and get a sex change and go play for the women, I could have, and I probably would have made the team. Is that fair? No. It's not fair in any way.
No.
I wasn't good enough to play college men's soccer, even Division II. If I would have transitioned and done it that way, yeah, I could have made the D2 women's soccer team. But I didn't do that.
I don't know. I read this story. There's other things Supreme Court talked about today that they released, but this one caught my eye because, like I said, I've raised 3 daughters who all participated in sports, and this never came up in Western Kansas. But if it had, I would have been one of the first at the forefront to say this is wrong. Glad to see that they are upholding state laws doing this. To the phone lines we go. Welcome. You're in the zone.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi, Rick.
Morning.
I had to pull over on the side of the road to call in.
Good.
I also have 2 daughters. And, Phil, I got to tell you, you're a good friend of mine. But you said this is today's world. It is not today's world. These people are sick. And I'm not one damn bit ashamed or embarrassed to say it. This is not America. This is a very minute amount of people that got a problem.
I'll agree with you.
If a state lets them do that, let's vote the hell out of, get them out of office. This is wrong. And if your state decides to let it happen, I think every professional male athlete ought to get on a girls' team and kick their butt.
Yeah, let's have LeBron go to the WNBA.
Yeah. Well, look, it's a sickness. And so, it's not today's time. Matter of fact, I'm embarrassed to even call in and talk about this sickness, but it is. So sorry about, giving my opinion on the air, but once again, it is what it is. So you guys have a great day.
All right, Rick, appreciate the call. Thank you.
Or better yet, What? I mean, I know Rick probably doesn't want to believe it, but it kind of is turning into today's world, whether we want to accept it or not.
Yeah, well, and I think that
because it's being pushed on us
to some degree. Yes, I agree, and you know, for whatever reason, an individual feels that they are
at a disadvantage. Phil as a frog. We good?
I hope so. There we go. Whatever reasoning or whatever feeling that you have that you feel like you belong as another gender, you have the right for that. I'm not disputing that part of it. It just comes when you start participating in an event where you have whether it be size, strength, ability to overtake someone. I mean, what we don't hear about is women who are becoming men trying to participate in men's sports. That's just not going to happen.
No.
You're going to get run over.
We don't hear about that.
No, you don't. It's the other way around. And that's where I guess I have that problem, you know. And Rick's entitled to his opinion, which is fine. That's what this show's for. But I just can't understand, you know, if you weren't good enough as a male to be able to compete competitively in your sport and you transgender to a woman so you can compete and be at the top, there's something wrong with that. Back to the phone lines. Welcome. You're in the zone.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good morning, Tim.
Hey. Yeah, I just want to applaud Rick for, saying what he believes. I mean, the whole reason we're getting this pushed on us is because we're not pushing back. And I hear so many people say, well, I don't want to get political. I don't want to get political. Well, pretty soon you're not going to be able to get political because you're going to have all your damn rights taken away. I mean, this is still, the majority rules. And if we're the majority, for God's sake, start standing up for right and wrong. They shouldn't be playing in women's sports, plain and simple. And, I remember that one that came up before the Judiciary Committee or whatever saying, yeah, well, women are just as good as men. And like James said, no, you're not. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with being a woman and being talented and being proud of that. You don't have to be compared to guys. I think it was Serena that would have came out and said someone was bragging on her behalf and said that she would smoke all the guys in tennis, and I guess someone brought up like the 250th ranked guy or something, and she's like, that guy would beat me 6-0, 6-0. It's a different contest. We have a different skill set,
right.
and start standing up for what you believe in. I mean, that's the problem is too many people don't want to get confrontational, and it's like, well, you're not doing your grandkids any service or any great service because they're going to have to deal with a worse version of it than we are if we don't start pushing back. And that's all I got. Love you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Tim. All right. Appreciate the call. This takes me back to when Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King had that match in the 70s. And this was kind of a male. But Bobby Riggs was, at that point in time, I think, close to 60. And Billie Jean King was a great women's player. And Bobby Riggs was never a great men's player. And, of course, he kept saying she could never beat him, blah, blah, blah. And she ended up beating him. Well, she was younger, and she was more agile, and he didn't have the power to get, by her necessarily. And she won. And I thought that was actually kind of cool that time, just to kind of shut him up. Because, you know what? I watched female pitchers make major league hitters look stupid.
Comes out differently.
Because it's a different motion. And it's a different read. And it's how, that's why there's so many good hitters in softball today at the college level coming out of high school, because they're getting to the point of understanding, seeing the spin on the ball, how to attack the ball, all those type things. Now, you have a few pitchers that are still absolutely dominant, just like you do in baseball. But hitters are catching up again. Bruce Sutter came in with a split finger. Nobody knew how to hit it for the longest time. Guess what? Hitters caught up. And that's what we see going on right now in college softball. Hitters are catching up to all the different things that pitchers have been doing. And I don't know. I was happy to see this ruling today, is all I'll say. Now, there are going to be states that probably continue to try to fight it for whatever reason. Try to continue to offer opportunities for transgender athletes, and there'll be people that'll fight it. There'll be lawsuits going back and forth. Just kind of like all the anything else. And the NCAA needs to keep their mouth shut. Don't step in the middle of it, because somebody will turn around and sue you. It's kind of like this 5-for-5 deal that just came out that they approved. There's already lawsuits on it. How long do you want to play in college? I mean, really. It took me 4.5 years to graduate.
I mean, other than not having money, being in college is probably the best time.
Sure. And I think giving you the opportunity to play 5 years in 5 years. Now, if you get hurt or you get hurt twice, you should still have an appeal if you have 2 injuries to at least be able to play a 4th year in that 6th year. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, you can have an injury exemption.
Yeah.
And they're going to give out religious exemptions too.
Sure. With that, and I don't have a problem, but this deal of having college-age students who are 26, 27 years old because of what happened with COVID and everything else, this should all now go away. It should be gone by now as we go into 26, 27 athletic season. This should all be gone. Now, I think they may have extended it 1 more year. And it's kind of like the junior college deal, where they didn't count years. I'm sorry, those years count. And let's just say it, 5 years, no matter where you play in college, 5 years, you get to play 5 years. If you have an injury, you can get an additional year with that, I guess, or 2 injuries. One would be you missing 1 season, and you'd play 4 years in those 5 years. But I don't know, all the different things that are going on. We'll see. We'll see where it all shakes out. The NCAA is just can't win for losing right now.
Going back to Tim's comment about the Williams sisters, it was actually both of them back in '98 that said that they could beat any man outside of the top 200. Karsten Brash was there when it happened, and he was already eliminated from the tournament, and he heard them. And he goes, well, I'm 203. Let's do it.
Right.
And he beat them 6-1 and 6-2. And then shortly after that, they then changed their narrative. They said anyone outside the top 350 we can compete with.
Are there 350 professional men's tennis players, really?
I'm sure there is.
350? You're getting down to my level.
It says that he later recounted that he played with a gentlemanly restraint, which means he took 50% off of his serves and treated the exhibition as a lighthearted fun, having spent the day smoking and drinking beer. So he was already eliminated. He was just kind of hanging out.
Yeah. Maybe that's the reason you're at 203. That you're spending too much time hanging out, smoking and drinking beer. I always thought that I would like to try, when I was in my prime, of being able to hit a softball pitcher. But I watched how I'm trying to think of the girl that was at Arizona. That was at Arizona, a USA pitcher. Gosh, I can't think of her name right now. Somebody out there help me. How about that? With some of this. Devin wants to know, can you tell me who FIFA pays? Where does all this money go to? We'll figure that out, maybe, with this. Gosh, I cannot think of this girl's name at the moment. Why can't I think of her name? Drawing a blank.
Phil, don't tell me I'm going to find it before you.
Jenny Finch.
Okay.
There we go. That came from my wife. Thank you very much, dear. I watched her just dominate some of the best major league hitters. They didn't have a chance. Now, this might have been before they went back to 43 feet, when they were still at 40 feet. And every ball she pitched, when I watched the video of it, moved. It went left, right, up, down, and those guys had no chance. And these were all hitters that were in their prime at that time. So, there's always certain individuals out there that can compete. Now, could she throw a baseball by them? Probably not. And it's a different game from the standpoint of where the ball comes from, how it moves, and everything goes with it. I think that's why so many people now are attracted to watching college softball and the Women's College World Series with that. And they still had great crowds in Oklahoma City, even without Oklahoma playing in it. And that's the way it should be. So 522-1410's phone number. Where would you like to go next, James?
Oh, you can't do that to me.
Oh,
Phil.
yes, I
no,
can.
You can't. Not with 3 minutes left. You cannot do that.
Well, I've, hey, Kristaps Porzingis re-signs with the Warriors.
Well, that was, okay, so that's tied in with Draymond not accepting his player deal, his player option, because there was talks about bringing in LeBron. That's why he was going to take a team-friendly deal, and now the Warriors just turned around and gave that money to Porzingis. Now Draymond's upset. I don't know if this means they're going to keep Porzingis or if they're actually going to package him somehow. But the Warriors are a mess. I don't know what their deal is. I don't know what their plan is. Maybe they realize that they don't have a future, so they're just going to try and sell tickets and jerseys and try and get as many butts in there as they can, because they realize in 5 years we're not going to have anybody. No, we don't have a future. We don't have a player that we can look for after Steph Curry. And this is the problem that teams run into when they have these superstars, right? And Cleveland was that way for a little bit until they got Kyrie. It was like, who's going to be this guy? And then Miami, after he left, it was like, all right, Miami, who's going to be the face of your team? And so, San Antonio didn't have to worry about that too much because it went from Duncan to Kawhi rather quickly. So they had someone that they could go to for the next couple of years. But I don't know what the Warriors' plan is. If they want to trot out LeBron, 80, Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry. I mean, all those guys are above 35. Maybe Anthony Davis is 33 or 34, but the rest of those guys are above 37. What are you going to do? Have them play 25 minutes a game and have a bunch of nobodies come off your bench? I mean, there's got to be a sense of panic for Golden State, in my opinion at least, because they don't know what they're doing.
Right. I mean, I look at their roster. You mentioned Jimmy Butler, 36. Seth Curry, 35. Stephen Curry, 38. Draymond, 36. But he won't be with them anymore.
Yes, he will. He'll be going back.
Al Horford, 40.
Yeah, I don't know why they brought him back.
No idea. Gary Payton Jr., or the second, 33. Porzingis is 30. Then they've got a bunch of guys in their upper 20s. Very few guys in there, and they're not guys that.
Well, they're not names.
They're not names. You know, other than the new draftee, Yaxel Lindenborg, and he's 23. He's coming out of college.
He's got a good chance of actually starting.
Probably so. Like I said, don't know who a bunch of these guys are or where they came from or whatever. Time for a break. 522-1410 is the phone number. What do you got for me out there? Let me hear from you when In the Zone returns.
This portion of In the Zone is brought to you by Kansas One Call. Call Kansas One Call at 811 before you dig.
Get in the zone, on KGSO.
This is The Herd.
You got to be consistent.
With Colin Cowherd.
Mic check. People forget that Michael Jordan, first 3 series in the NBA playoffs, lost all of them. Wemby is 22. He just faced a smart, veteran, well-coached, physical Knicks team. Shocking. It didn't go particularly well.
This is The Herd.
Weekdays at 11 a.m. right here on KGSO and on the SC Wichita app.
Throughout every community in Kansas, you find hardworking people who make our state better each day. They bring their best to everything they do, determined to reach their full potential and make life better not only for themselves, but for every citizen in Kansas. They are the soldiers of the Kansas Army National Guard. They proudly serve part-time in their local communities. Learn more about service with the Kansas Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/KS. Sponsored by the Kansas Army National Guard. Aired by the Kansas Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Looking for a new-to-you ride? For over 70 years, customers have trusted Rusty Egg Ford with quality vehicles and exceptional service. We have 500 used cars available with 150 Ford Blue Advantage certified. From fuel-efficient cars to tough trucks and versatile SUVs, you'll find quality, value, and selection all in one place. That's peace of mind with every mile. Buy with confidence at Rusty Egg Ford. Visit rustyeggford.com. Family-owned and simply the best place to buy. See dealer for details.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
KGSO Studio presented by Seven Clams Casino, Hotel and Resort. It pays to cross the line. 20 years of sports talk, and we're still not done. This is Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Let the good times roll. Let them rock you
the Cars and Let the Good Times Roll brings us back here on In the Zone. 316-522-1410 is the phone number. If you want to jump in and have a visit with me, I'm always appreciative of that. But before you do that, it's nearing lunchtime. This is a good place to take a buddy and go.
Taco Tico, it's all about the taste.
You can get that 10-pack of tacos for $10.99. Or maybe you want the wonton tacos, 3 for $4.99. However, whenever, whatever, you can stop there and get a very filling lunch today. Or take it home for dinner. You know? You can use your favorite sauce, mild, hot, green chili, or the Reaper. Not whatever Doug and Chuck were talking about this morning. It's Reaper. And give it a try. I watched a guy do it the other day when Brett and I were in there at Taco Tico, and I don't know how he did it, but he did it. I've even tried mixing it with the mild, and it's still hot. But you got 2 locations in Wichita. 13th and North Tower, 35th and North Rock Road. You've got locations in, Derby, El Dorado, Newton, Augusta, and I'm leaving one out. Maybe I don't remember where the other one is. Why can't I remember? I don't know. I read this every day. Anyway, you can order online, tacotico.us. Go through your closest drive-thru and pick it up. The 10-pack of tacos for $10.99 or the wonton tacos 3 for $4.99 at
Taco Tico, it's all about the taste.
That is correct. 522-1410 is the phone number. If you have something you would like to talk about. There was another item that I was going to pull up to talk about here, NBA related, where there's been some gambling issues being addressed in the NBA, and 2 ex-players, Malik Beasley and Ed Davis, are indicted in this gambling case now. An indictment is not proof of guilt or evidence. It's merely a charge of a probable cause. Just want to make sure we put that out there. This investigation's been 1.5 years long. And we'll see. Related to a sports gambling scheme that targeted at least 4 games during the 2023-24 season. Taking you guys this long to try to figure out where this is going? Neither guy's in custody. The indictment included examples of wagers totaling more than $75,000 with a net winnings of $121,000. Well, if it's taking you that long to try to figure this out, it says Beasley received bribes from co-conspirators, often used to reduce or pay off debts he owed Davis. The 2 were teammates in Minnesota, 2021 season. Davis was known in the scheme as Beasley's gatekeeper. I don't know, whatever that means. Okay. Davis texted Beasley in December of 2023, "We can make some good money." It probably explains why they're ex-NBA players. Back to the phone lines. Nope, nobody there. They couldn't wait for me to say, welcome. You're in the zone. So anyway, that bit of tidbit has come out with these 2 guys. I'm sure the NBA has told them to hit the road permanently with all this. I don't know. Okay. No other real big NFL news to report. other than the Lions releasing Terrion Arnold after his alleged involvement and actually being now in jail. And the Lions said, you know what? Enough of this. See ya. I'm sure there won't be anybody else in the NFL that will step up with this either at this point in time. So, Dane Myers of the Reds, outfielder, taken to a hospital after crashing into the wall in Milwaukee in the fourth inning of Monday's 5-3 loss. Made a great catch. Held onto the ball, but then they decided to take him. He left the game, and they took him to the hospital for x-rays. So, with that, just thought I'd, like I said, I'm just throwing some things out there at this point. I can give you an update on the Jayhawk League standings. It's hard to do what I do at night and then find time to get completely inundated with what happened the day before with things. And like I said, we talked about scores in the highlight zone. The Royals are back at it today at home against the Tampa Bay Rays. Noah Cameron will step on the mound for the Royals with his 4-5 record and a 4.5 ERA. I don't know if the Royals will make a run or not. I don't know if they'll decide to be traitors in all this. What will take place? But it's been a very frustrating season. Now I'm going to go to the game on Sunday. They take on the Phillies on Sunday. And I'm looking to see what the probable pitchers might be. Oh, you'd see Aaron Nola, even though he's having a rough year for the Phillies. He's 3-5 with a 6 ERA. And for the Royals, it'll be Luinder Avila. He's one of the guys that has stepped in as a starter. He's 3-3 with a 5.4 ERA. I might see some offense. It's a possibility. It's a 2:00 start. It's on Peacock. You got to have Peacock to watch. Oh, by the way, I saw this deal too, and it kind of struck me as funny. In the WNBA, they have this Commissioner's Cup thing that they do. Teams play during a season to win this cup, whatever it might be. The game is coming up, I believe, tonight. The Aces and the Liberty for the Commissioner's Cup. You're building your sport. You're trying to create this to a wide audience. I would think you'd want to get as many people as you could to watch this. Where's the best place to put it? Would it be ESPN, ESPN2, ABC? I mean, I don't know all the venues that cover the WNBA. But they're choosing to put this on Prime Video. Now, Prime Video's taking the risk because they're hoping to add more viewers. You could join for free, and then you put in a credit card and you forget about it, and they charge you for the next 2 years. Or they get you to buy a bunch of stuff, a.k.a. My Family, on Prime or on Amazon, however it is. But if you don't have it and you don't shop, does this entice you to get it? I know my answer. It's no. You know, I'm not going to be able to watch it anyway. I'll be in Hutch tonight. But why would you put this on Prime Video? Makes absolutely zero sense to me. Then again, I'm not quite figuring out the WNBA right now. What direction they're going or where. Okay, one segment left. James rejoins me when In the Zone wraps up after this break.
This portion of In the Zone is brought to you by Kansas One Call. Call Kansas One Call at 811-BEFORE-YOU-DIG.
Get in the zone, on KGSO.
Want to hear more of KGSO? Don't forget to download our app today. Fill out weekly surveys, register to win great prizes, listen live, message our shows, and so much more. Plus, get reminders of special programming and games you don't want to miss. Just find SC Wichita in your app store and make KGSO your new favorite app. It's Wichita's Sports Talk, right on your phone. Download the SC Wichita app today with Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Hey, Phil Stevenson here, and when I need to get in the zone to watch the big game, I head over to Dino's Grill and Tap Works at 21st and Webb Road in Cambridge Market. It's the place to watch all the big games, with TVs everywhere, a great selection of ice-cold beer on tap, and the best happy hour in town from 3 to 6 daily, and all day Mondays and Thursdays. That's half-price wells, martinis, and the perfect margaritas. And oh man, the food is awesome, with something for everyone, from great apps and salads to ribs and steaks to homemade pizza. Check out a game at Dino's at 21st and Webb.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
The best barbecue deal in town is at Hog Wild. Right now, Hog Wild is serving up a $5.99 meal that's big on flavor and easy on your wallet. Get a one-meat sandwich, your favorite classic side, and a drink, all for just $5.99. Want brisket? Upgrade to our tender slow-smoked beef brisket for only $1.50 more. Pulled pork, juicy chicken, and hot links. Everything is smoked fresh, made daily, and piled high. This is real barbecue at a price that's hard to beat. When you want big flavor and a big deal, head to Hog Wild for the $5.99 meal deal today. Great food, great price, great barbecue. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 6 locations in Wichita, also in Derby, El Dorado, Hutchinson, and Salina.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. Hog Wild, get some for you. But don't be late, we close at 8.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
We're as American as baseball and apple pie. 20 years of sports talk and 250 years of America. This is KGSO.
Come on, baby.
Little Van Halen with Sammy Hagar, finish what you started. That's what we plan to do here on In the Zone on this Tuesday, the final day of June. Payday for us. Don't spend it all in one place, James. Make sure you pay your bills first. That's just sound advice from an old guy. Okay. 522-1410 is the phone number. What's up, James?
Have you, I know the Sorsby saga continues on, and just when we think that we're not going to hear about this guy anymore,
we do.
There's actually an owner from the He's a co-owner of the Dallas Renegades in the UFL.
Right.
Who said that that they would be open to bringing him in.
Right. I heard this, that the UFL did not say no to him.
Right.
But by the time the UFL starts to play, wouldn't you just wait for the draft at that point in April? Don't they start playing maybe March, I think? And they play for 10 weeks and then have their deal, and it ends first part of June. Why wouldn't you just, at that point, wait for the draft? Because if you go out there
right
and don't look very good because maybe
like a month or two.
You get with a bad, it's not a good group for you to play with, and they don't make you look very good, the NFL's probably going to go, yeah.
But what would sitting out and him not doing anything, how wouldn't that cause these teams to say the same thing?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if there's anybody that would spend a draft pick on him. I think they might try to sign him as free agent. But, do you think behind the scenes there's probably people still fighting to get him into Texas Tech?
They may just be quietly on the next one.
I don't know. Let's go check in on the Maximum Outdoor Equipment Hotline. Welcome. You're in the zone.
Phil, you bring this on yourself and James, Innocent James, with your incessant WNBA talk.
I just wanted to point out, why are they putting their Commissioner's Cup game on Prime Video? Makes no sense.
Well, on a tangent from that, Phil, why is CBS covering the WNBA on weekends? And I think Saturday night they had it in prime time. And I know they redid the NBA deal, new deal for the NBA last year, so it was on NBC and Disney this year. But to my knowledge, CBS doesn't have any part of the NBA package, so why are they interested in the WNBA?
I don't know. You have an answer, James? No, we don't know.
We don't work for them.
We don't know anything about what they decide to do.
James, you're the information gathering arm of this operation.
Yeah, I'm just the idiot that sits here in the hosting chair.
You're the captain of the team, Phil.
Well, okay.
We don't make a move without you.
I have all the final say. I'm the CEO of this group. How about that?
You've got the power. You've got the mute button on everybody.
But I just brought it up because I thought it was kind of silly that they put their champion or their Commissioner's Cup game, they promote this tournament, and then they put the final game on Prime Video.
Well, there's no more cable relegation. The league has completely eliminated WNBA broadcasts on the lesser-watched CBS Sports Network. So they're all going to be on the first CBS network or Paramount Plus.
Okay.
But for the final, I'm not seeing anything about that.
I don't know. We don't understand it either, Dave.
Why it's on big CBS, and I could see it if CBS had part of the NBA package, and then as part of the deal, you have to take these WNBA games. But that doesn't sound like it's the case. All right. Well, here's another NBA question for you, James. How do you think Ja Morant's going to like it on the left coast up there in Portland, Oregon?
Well, I said earlier today, it depends how he wants to handle the situation. If he wants to learn under the wing of Dame Lillard, then I think he can be fine. But if he doesn't want to let his ego go and he wants to continue to be the guy that he is, then we're not going to see much of a difference, right? It's really going to come down to him and how he wants to mature over these next couple of months, because he's got a guy that he can learn from, that the city embraces him, right? And maybe they're split between him and Clyde Drexler as the face of Portland, but Dame has been that guy for probably the last 15 years or so. So if Ja wants to maybe potentially be considered or maybe be put into a group with those two guys, then then I could see this maybe potentially working out. But if he just wants to continue to be Ja, then I don't see this being any different. Same play, same acts, different city.
Well, it's a big difference because I don't know what the tax rate is in Oregon, but it's more than Tennessee. I'm sure of that. And also the gun laws, I think, are stricter. So that's going to cut into a lot of Ja's fun time. And
maybe
he might have to be more careful going in and out of that airport 41 times a year. So I think it's a net minus for Ja. How many more years does he have on his contract before he can work his way into a Trae Young deal of become that highly desired title?
I don't think he's ever going to get there,
of
Dave.
Ja Morant.
He's had too many hiccups in his career to ever get Trae Young money. Trae Young's at least not an idiot off the court.
No,
He
true.
may be an idiot on the court sometimes, but off the court, he doesn't really have issues.
And James Harden turned down his player option, so that means Cleveland isn't stuck with him.
Well, he's probably going to sign back for more.
But why, if you're Cleveland, why do you re-sign James Harden?
'Cause I don't know what else you're going to do.
Move on to somebody that's not terrible in the playoffs.
That's not James Harden. I don't know.
Oh, well, wrong time for NBA general manager questions, I guess. And so Draymond Green is potentially out at Golden State, or they're doing some dance.
Dave, I think you and Phil share the same brain. He's not leaving Golden State. He just took it to take a team deal. Let's get out of this. He's leaving Golden State.
You believe he's staying?
Yes, he's going to stay. He did it to
I'm
to
said he's
open the window.
potentially out at Golden State.
Let's get that out of our vocabulary. He's not leaving Golden State. I don't even want to entertain that idea.
Maybe he just needs to move down the coast to Sacramento, where Darius Acuff is going to need a protector. I don't know. I'm sitting there looking at the Kings roster, and I'm watching. There's two guys making over $43 million who, and they can't help the Kings win anything. I'm just like, good grief. Anyway, okay, maybe Darius Acuff will take them over the edge.
Let me ask you an NBA question, Phil, since I'm getting nowhere with James. Landry Shamet, I thought he would make more money than that, and then that's even less money when you consider he's got New York to spend it in. But on the other hand, he's got he can do all sorts of endorsements and department store openings and personal appearances in the greater New York area. So maybe he makes it up that way, and he gets to play on the championship team. He doesn't have to pick up his championship ring as a visitor with the Orlando Magic or something like that. So all in all, you think he made the right choice
Maybe
there?
for the first time in his career, he's getting some security. Because you realize he's bounced around for a lot of different teams, and those are a lot of one-year deals. So, whether this is guaranteed money all the way through, but either way, he can now contribute to Wichita State.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah, it would
he and
be.
Fred VanVleet can
there you
do
go.
it up well. Well, I don't want to overstay my welcome and let James have the final thought here.
Thank you, Dave.
I've exhausted my NBA questions for today. Thank you very much.
Let's see you. All right, there goes Dave. So, yeah. Draymond's going to Sacramento.
If he does that, Phil, you can retire.
I can retire?
Yeah, you can just go.
I'm not going to wager anything on it, but anyway, all right. Well, any other tidbits of information out there that we need to pass along to folks? Did you have the World Cup 3 games tonight again? 1 at noon, Ivory Coast and Norway. 4 o'clock, France and Sweden. 8 o'clock, Mexico and Ecuador. James, final thoughts?
I will not be going to the soccer pitch because after yesterday's debacle in Sacramento, I'm just going to go back again. The Dodgers are going to beat us. Take the Dodgers money line. It's free money. If you found $10 on the ground, you'd pick it up.
Yeah, well, there you have it. All right. The Herd is next, followed by Stu Gotts at 2 o'clock. And the Press Box Boys at 4 here locally. For James, I'm Phil. You have a great day, Wichita. See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
What I had hoped I saw, Towns had figured it out. He disappeared after that. Now I have years worth of footage versus a 30-day run. My phone is ringing. The bat phone, the commissioner phone is ringing. I'm hello? Because if I'm getting anything from y'all,